Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Beyond the 90. We've got another video for you today. So, not going to be able to have the full recap of the Premier League because unfortunately I'm busy tomorrow, but I'll give you this instead. So, Leicester versus Southampton. It's going to be a tough game, isn't it? We're not going to go to the press conference because it's recorded a day in advance, but I just want to get into some of the facts and stats around the game, what is coming up. This is a game that we have to win. And how many times we said that? I've just been on the Big Strong Leicester Boy podcast for a bit in the phone-in show. And I've been saying to them, they were thinking, well, are you going to get relegated? I think we are going to be okay, but we have to make sure that we keep our starting 11 fit. And we will get into the update for Tillemans. Probably you've all seen it by now, but just thought I'd update you in terms of that as well. But coming into this game, again, it's going to be a tough game. Away to Southampton, we've obviously done something there before. Going to go over the Southampton, how they set up. Currently, as we're speaking, again, this could go either way. They are losing 2-0 to Grimsby. So, again, not looking good ahead of this as well. So, again, they're not looking good. They've got a new manager in place as well. But I'll just get into some of the things that I want to show you today. So, it's not working. Oh, I am sharing screen. Oh, hang on. Everything's gone wrong. There we go. So, again, coming into some of the things we're looking at, Premier League tables is probably the main thing we're going to look at. So, again, Wolves are up, but again, they are 1 point ahead at the moment. I think they come down to 24th because, again, at the time of recording, they're playing Arsenal and they're losing 1-0. But this is the table that we're looking at the moment. We've just got to stay safe. So if, heaven forbid, we lose that game, then they could jump up to 21 points. Then that only leaves a couple of points between us. 3 points to be specific. People have said this is a must-win game. And I kind of agree, but at the same time, we've been saying that for so long. How many times have we said this is a must-win game? Both Nottingham Forest games we've said is a must-win game. The Southampton game in the reverse fixture, that was a must-win game. And it just kept must-win game, lose. Must-win game, lose. And with our team, we know how it is. It's up and it's down. There is no sense of consistency. It's either very, very good or very, very bad. And there's nothing in between. We thought we were turning a page, scoring 4 against Villa, 4 against Tottenham. But now, yeah, back in the mud where we were. So, again, it is tight down the bottom. We're looking at probably Crystal Palace because their running is relatively hard. Wolves, Nottingham Forest, Leicester, West Ham, Leeds, Everton. So I think the ones to look out for to go down, for me personally, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I think Leeds go down, Bournemouth go down, and Southampton go down. That's my 3 to go down, but let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Southampton are in a good state. Really, really not in a good state. Again, goal difference not very good. They've been changing into 3 managers this season. Again, just showing you that, again, Southampton, they're currently losing. And if you look at the lineups that we've got for that game, they've changed it. They've changed it around, but they've still got some quality players in there. Walker-Peters, again, good player there. You've got Gineppo, hit and miss, but on his day can be very, very good. No Ward-Prowse. I think he's benched at the moment, Ward-Prowse. So they've rotated for this game coming into it. Looking at the likes of, again, Orsic, I've heard was a good player. Don't really know much about him. Alexander-Arnold and Mara up front. Now, we look at the reverse fixture. It's probably going to be more like the game, the team that's going to be playing against us. So it's going to be looking like this. I'm surprised. This was the game again that they lost against Leeds. When they played against 1-0, they lost against Leeds. And then we're looking at, again, the team at the moment. Maitland-Niles, Bednarek, a lot of these players. Imagine how many players were linked with us. Elyounoussi was linked with us. Bednarek was linked with us as well. Then obviously, we've got Ryan Bertrand. My God. And we also have what's his face? Yannick Vestergaard, who's, again, if you've seen the article, again, I forgot to bring it up, but he's mentioned recently about how he feels shocked and disappointed that Brendan Rodgers has led him on and how he hasn't, again, basically turned up. He hasn't been a part of the squad. He's gone from being Brendan Rodgers convincing him to being basically pretty much out of the squad and in the 25-man, but not even on the bench, unless there's massive injuries. My thoughts on that, he's right, but also, he had a move to Brentford, he turned it down. He had a move to Fulham, turned it down. Had a move to Union Berlin, which I understand because obviously it was changing countries things, and he turned that one down. He said because of family reasons. He's had 3 opportunities to go out and actually establish himself. And I think Brentford and Fulham, both of them are above us. Both of them are top 10 team at this moment in time. So looks bad on him, to be honest. It is what it is. But yeah, coming back to this, obviously, looking at that, you're going Lavia against strong player. Ward-Prowse, good player. Onuachu, one player that, again, I was listening to the James Lawrence Alcott channel, really enjoy his stuff. And he was mentioning this guy isn't the best, but he's 6'8". He's going to be Harry Suter's going to have to look up and go, my God, he's bigger and more built than me. Keeping him quiet and keeping him from set pieces will be a real issue. Sulemana, again, I've heard of him a little bit as well. Again, a great player that they've brought in as well. But do you know what? There's a couple of players that I would love to take if they do go down. Bella Kotchap being one of them, Ward-Prowse being another one. Lavia will go to somebody better than Leicester, in my opinion. And yet, so they've got some good players at this current time. So, do you know what? They're gonna be setting up in a way that's obviously, this is the 4-4-2 is how Stella, I forgot what his name is, the manager of Southampton. They have some all the time at the moment. We'll have to see how he sets up. In terms of injuries and updates and things, from what we heard from the Blackpool game, Samore's fit. Obviously, he started against Blackpool, which we're not talking. Blackburn, which we're not talking about because what a pathetic performance that was. And then the other one, Tillemans. Tillemans is now out. Brendan Rodgers confirms he's out for up to 6 weeks. He goes, "It's thought it was pretty bad. It was an ankle ligament, so potentially that's the last we've seen him." James Maddison was back for this weekend, which is good to hear. There's been a lot of talk. Again, we look like a different side, and I hate to be the guy that says, yes, we are a different side without him, but the squad's not really giving me anything to look at. So Maddison comes back into that team, I think, without a shadow of a doubt. And how do we set up? Again, I've done a little bit of a formation thingy-majiggy to have a look at. I think we set up like this, to be honest. So, again, it's more of a 4-3-3/4-4-2. Average positioning-wise, it's more of a 4-4-2, but this is how I'd go. Kelechi has to start. I don't think anybody's really going to say anything. Jamie Vardy, we've said, so disappointing. One Premier League goal all season. He's fallen off a cliff. And even against Blackburn, in the first half, he looked a mile slower than everybody else, which was so surprising. James Maddison comes back into that starting lineup. I think there's nobody that really said anything. I like Dennis Pratt. I think he can offer something, but with Maddison's fit, Maddison gets into the team. Harvey Barnes, again, another player that I think starts. So even though it is going to be a 4-3-3, Barnes will push up this way, this side. Maddison will then push, again, alongside, but kind of hover around this middle space, allowing him to go where he needs to go. Iheanacho will then be that kind of number 9. And they position-wise, they should get in each other's way, but they don't. Tete, again, one to look out for in terms of, I've not seen enough of him. I've genuinely not seen enough of him. And I don't want to write him off. Because you can see the talent there. Apparently, can I say this now, but he didn't pass a lot of the scouting criteria when we first signed. But we were so excited to just get a right winger in, especially somebody that creates so much. And we've seen all the complaints. We knew he was going to be a good player. That's the case. For me, I've gone for Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall and Mendy as the double pivot. I know that I had a little bit of a rant on him, but I can't, again, you potentially put Pratt there was the only option I can make. Mendy's our out and out number 1, the best starter we have. I've got a feeling that he'll start in Diddy, but I would start Mendy in my opinion. In Diddy, I think we'll go in Diddy and Dewsbury-Hall do a pivot, and then you've got Maddison playing the free role, Harvey Barnes and Tete on the wing, Iheanacho just doing what Iheanacho needs to do. The back 4 shouldn't really surprise you. Again, Ricardo got a few minutes. At times he looked completely spent, and completely spent. At times, he was the best player on the pitch against Blackburn. And considering this guy's been out for how long with so many injuries, and he was the best player in the pitch, it's really, really bad. Him and Dennis Pratt, I think, were the only people that can really hold their heads high, especially in the first half. Second half was pretty much a disaster until we got the first goal, until Iheanacho came on. And again, I think Mendy did well as well. Coming to the back 4, I don't think anybody will really have any questions about that. Christians, Danny Ward comes back in, even though I think Iverson did do not too badly against. I think he did some good saves, but again, he could have done more, but he's getting used to that back 4. Amate comes out and Luke Thomas come out. I don't think there's anybody that's going to start them two, any Leicester fan, really. Christians on the left, Fast in the middle, Suter on the right, and Castagna through the middle, on the right wing. Now, Eventually, Castagna will be probably phased out and Ricardo is phased in. Now I've only got 1 game a week. I know I've had 1 game a week for a while, but we've now got no FA Cup or anything to worry about. We've just got the Premier League and the Premier League and the Premier League. It's only this to focus on. Let's go at it and let's go for it. So it's going to be look, I'm not going to say this is going to be an easy game. It's going to be a tough game, in my opinion. Southampton aren't the best form, but we have been shocking of recent. And we know when we're on these slopes. We had what's his face? I can't remember his faces now. We had a friend on when we talked about the Southampton game, and man, it's been bad. They've said they've been terrible. Again, considering the teams that are around us in the Premier League, and Bournemouth are down there, Leeds are down there, they are 3 points worse than that. This has to be a win. This has to be a win. And the sooner we get, I know 40 points is mathematically safe. I don't think we'll need 40 points, but 40 points is that's the case. We'll have to see. So that's pretty much it. Let's just get going. Let's just make sure that we secure this win. That's the only thing I care about at the moment. Getting these 3 points is all that matters. On to Chelsea in the next game. We won't be back for the post-match. I'm down in London for a little bit, so I won't be able to. I'll try and watch the game and do some, again, video off my phone if I can. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Again, we'll try and be back for a preview for the Chelsea game, and we'll see you all in the next video. So goodbye.